What's good, YouTube? We are back with another guide, and today we're talking Vanishing. We'll be going over a quick recap of Vanishing basics, then we'll get into when you should be trying to vanish, vanishing out of combos, Vanish Battles, vanishing rush attacks, and vanishing blast. One of my main tips will be around vanishing out of combo strings, which I feel most people struggle with. If you're familiar with all this, as always, feel free to skip to the end of the video where I display all my tips in ranked matches. If you'd like to see live matches, join my lobby, and just support, slide on over to Twitch and hit that follow button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Now let's get into it. Quick recap, I'm on Xbox, so if you are P5 or PC, just translate for your controls. We use RB to vanish right before you get hit. Many players don't struggle with this, but if you do, definitely practice this with the CPU in training mode and do Piccolo's training before continuing the rest of the video. Now let's really get into it. When should you be trying to vanish? It's important to know what's vanishable and what isn't. X hits can't be vanished. When an opponent starts their combo, that's when you should be trying to super counter. Many people don't know when they should be trying to vanish versus super counter, and that's why they get so easily locked into an opponent's long combo strings. Y hits and charge hits, on the other hand, can be vanished, so whenever you see your opponent doing the dash or sidestep Y, you should be trying to vanish that, or when you see their character glowing right before hitting you, that's your chance to vanish out. But be aware, it's not easy, you have to time it well, don't just spam it. Let's review that again, but this time with Gogeta. This rolling hammer is vanishable, you can see it before it hits. I'll even slow it down for you, just look at that glow. Right as he's about to hit me, his whole body glows, so you can see he's about to do a heavy finish, a rolling hammer, whatever it may be, and that's your chance to hit RB and vanish out. I say all this as an intro to vanishing out of combos, so when playing high level opponents, yes, vanishing a sidestep Y is important, but when they mix in the sidestep or just the Y itself into a combo is really where it gets difficult, but being able to spot these is a good start. I'll use this Z Gogeta combo string as a quick example, and I'll call out when you should be trying to super counter and more importantly when you should be trying to vanish. Okay, let's slow this down real quick. Okay, I start the combo with some X hits, so that's where you super counter, up Y, vanishing with A, then Y again. That's 2 chances to vanish. I do a low sweep, that's a 3rd chance to vanish. Then I go back to the X hits, so you're going to be trying to super counter this whole time. Hopefully you get it off. At the end of the combo, I dash in, and I'm going to freeze it here because you can see him glowing. We just talked about that. You know you can vanish this because you literally see the glow. If you can't see the glow mid-match, you'll notice that the opponent slows down, so you can use that as an indicator as well. You'll notice my combo is changing slightly. Sometimes I do the Y hit after a full string, sometimes I do it only after 2 hits. That makes it harder to defend as the person trying to vanish. The key is don't spam. Just try to super counter, and if you can spot your moment to vanish, hit RB quick and get out of there. I understand it may be hard to see with me as the one attacking, so here's a quick example from one of my matches. So he does instant transmission to get behind me, starts his combo, boom. Let me slow that down real quick. So for the start of the combo, I try to super counter. Since he's at the end of a string, I went for the vanish and got it. There wasn't much of a glow because he didn't really charge it, but I vanished out more so because during the match, I keep tabs of when he mixes in his Y hit. So for him, it was usually at the end of the combo, so I prepped myself, went for it, and got it. That's another thing you have to be wary of. Really see when your opponent is mixing in their hits, and it'll better help you judge when to go for the vanish. So this actually flows nicely into our next topic, which will be vanishing mid-combo. So the next step to vanishing heavy finishes and singular charge hits is vanishing mid-combo. That's your leg sweeps, your gut punches, and your rolling hammer. When your opponent has you in a combo, vanishing one of these, which are Y hits, will be a chance to get out without a super counter. Personally, this is one of the hardest things to master. I even see high level players struggle with it sometimes, because if you're going against someone who staggers their Y hits often and changes it up well, you can find yourself stuck in long combo strings. But if you do master it, you're at a big advantage because it's hard for your opponents to even hit you or get long strings of combos. My best tip is realize the patterns of when your opponent is performing a Y hit. The most common one, as we know, is the leg sweep. Most people try to reset at the end of the cycle, so I'd likely look out for the Y hit then. You also know after 2 straight cycles of X hits, they have to reset or they'll knock you away. So in any 3rd cycle, you know they're likely going to reset at some point. So there's where you should look to vanish. For example, I'm going to slow down a combo for you guys real quick. So this right here is the 1st cycle of X hits. Now I'm on the 2nd cycle after I knock him back. Knock him back again. This is the 3rd cycle. he would have to reset here, and if he doesn't, you're gonna get knocked away like this. So it's important to know if a player even gets to that third cycle, he's going to reset, and that's your opportunity to vanish. Now let me show how that combo would look if he did apply the reset. So we start first cycle, knock him back, now we're on the second cycle, knock him back, now we're on the third cycle. There has to be a reset. And there it is right there. That would be your chance to vanish. As an attacker, you can practice playing against someone that vanishes well by putting the CPU on balanced and super. There's other modes, but I like this one, and you just practice your resets as the CPU tries to vanish a lot of the Y hits you try. The goal behind this is the better you get at resets and switching up your combo, the better you can identify when an opponent is going to try to reset or do a Y hit, giving you the opportunity to vanish out the combo. Sometimes it's the leg sweep after the third hit, sometimes it's the second hit, sometimes they do a charge hit, but the better you are, the better you can spot it. Real quick, I'll show you guys what I mean in these clips of when I played against someone from the Twitch chat. But right now, we just box him, but when it does come, I'll let it run, and then I'll slow it down for you. There was 2 back-to-back. He vanished my gut punch, and I vanished his leg sweep. So I hit him with the leg sweep, then boom, he vanishes the gut punch. Let's slow it down. It's not uncommon to do a leg sweep, then dash in and do another Y hit. So I'm sure once he saw me dash in after the leg sweep, he was prepped to hit RB for the vanish. If you watch closely, you could also see Vegeta going for the gut punch, and you see that glow that he does. So once you see that, you know, okay, time to vanish. Okay, back into the fight. So he catches me with that low sweep, but I read the second one. Let's slow it down. So right here, the player slows down and is glowing. The charge Y hits are very telling. Since the player slows down, you should always be on the lookout for vanishing those. Keep in mind, you can super counter these two as you just saw, but I think vanishing is easier, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna share one more example and probably the best one from this game before we get to the next topic. So he gets behind me with instant transmission and hits me with 2 leg sweeps, both on the first cycle of hits. So I know it's coming again, and I gamble on that and get the vanish. Let's slow it down. Gets behind me, hit leg sweep. Then he goes hit, leg sweep. And on the third one, he does 3 hits and then a leg sweep. There's a pattern there, and I felt like he'd go for it again on the first cycle. So I just have to really pay attention to when Goku goes down for that leg sweep, and that's why I was able to vanish. The next topic is Vanish Battles, and to practice this, you'll want to go to this mode in training. I spoke about this in my defense guide, but since the patch, the timing for vanishes is different, so it's worth a quick recap. The key is to literally use your eyes and look. Don't do it off of just reflexes. The first 2 vanishes are usually pretty slow, so take your time on those, but after 2, really lock in and press it quickly, but don't forget to look. You can see when the character is about to hit you, which is when you'd want to press RB for vanish. And don't worry, you can only really do 2 vanishes against the CPU in training, but in the games that I show later in this video, you'll see some longer vanish battles where it gets much quicker after 2. Quick tip for vanish battles as well, don't always follow up. Keep tabs on your ki, sometimes knock them back and just charge your ki instead if you're lower than the opponent's ki. Don't Z-burst dash in and waste ki as well. Maybe bait them with the fake sparking or approach them with ki blast. It's too often that I see players get into a vanish battle, knock them back, and then follow up even though they have less ki. If your opponent gets the timing well, then you're just going to lose that battle. Next, we have Vanishing Rush Attacks. This is one I struggle with for some time because, to be honest, I'd press it way too quickly. So go in training, I like to use Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and put him on Rush type blasts. The key is, unless they're super up close, wait until the cutscene is done, and right before they hit you is when you press it. I've even hit it as they hit me, and the vanish window isn't super tight, so I'll still get it. As you play higher level players, they won't come at you straight, they'll come at you spinning, sometimes from above, so you really have to watch carefully to vanish right before you get hit. So I'll slow it down because that really makes it easier to see. You have the cutscene here, the cutscene finishes, right here is when you want to press it. So you wait for that cutscene to finish and you see your character again, and he's about to hit you, and then boom, you press RB to vanish. That's really all there is to vanishing rush attacks. I usually wait for that cutscene to finish, and then once I see my character again, I'll vanish right before they hit me. If they're super up close, it's very difficult to vanish, and you have to pull off what's called the 0 frame vanish. The timing is tough, so sometimes you just might get caught if they're very close. But if they're further away, it's much easier. You can see them coming at you and you could time your vanish well. Also, keep tabs on a player's ki to know if they're going to charge it or not. If they charge it, they're obviously going to come at you much faster. So it's up to you to be ready to hit Vanish quicker. The same that went for rush attacks goes for blast attacks. The thing with this is the timing varies depending on the character. I usually go into training and stack up the CPU team with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Broly, Beerus, Base Goku, and Gogeta Blue. These are characters I see most often in ranked, and to me they're the hardest supers to vanish, so I practice their timing the most. You won't vanish every single one, but when you do, it's a great feeling. My key tip for this one is basically the same. I wait for that cutscene to finish, and then I can see the blast coming at me, and then I'll just hit RB to vanish. Some people say you could hold RB during the cutscene, but honestly that doesn't really work that well for me. So I wait for that cutscene to finish, and then once I see that beam coming at me, it's obviously very quick, but I hit RB and I usually get the vanish off. If I don't, it happens, but if I do, it's lit. Okay, we went over some key tips when it comes to vanishing, along with some other stuff I think will help, especially against high level players. Now as always, I'm going to show what we went over in real gameplay against A through Z ranks. I show matches from A to Z because it really showcases this stuff works, and it's something that you should put in your game. Okay, in this first match, we have a game against an S4 hit. At some points, I'll just let the match play, but I'll be sure to call out any tips that we went over in this video.
That's right. I can go Super Saiyan in this form too, you know.
You'll see that we're both actually pretty patient players, so we both started off with some distance, a little bit of key blast. Nothing crazy to start off. Definitely more distance than I'd like, but we're gonna lock in. We're gonna lock in. Some volleyball action. Yeah, he's trying to go sparking, so I had to punish that real quick. Z Gogeta is elite for punishing when trying to go sparking, because nobody expects him to have that super.
Looks like it won't be as easy.
Good vanish right there. Hold on, let me slow that down real quick. So at the end of his combo, he tries to hit me with the rolling hammer, and many players like hit with the rolling hammer will try to do it on the end of the first sequence to get your back. So I took a gamble and vanished that one. These dash follow-up hits are so hard to vanish because it's so easy to change up the timing. I'd recommend noticing your opponent's patterns of how long they hold it so you can time your vanishes, and really just be patient. Really wait for when the opponent is going to hit you. We got a few of the tips I went over coming up, but pay attention. Many times in this game, once me or my opponent is getting X hits from the front or back pulls, we usually super counter every single time. Okay, real quick right here, I vanished this low sweep because you could literally see, for one, the player glowing as we talked about, and for two, he slowed down. So once I seen that and it was at the end of a combo, I knew that my chance to vanish was coming.
Target escape.
Okay, that was a good fight, and as we can see, being able to vanish out of combos and win Vanish Battles play a huge role in winning matches. Now let's get into a DP rank game where I vanish some supers and rushes.
Try to keep up with me.
Okay, so this next game is against a guy I've played before in DP ranked, and it's a great game to show how important the tips I went over are because he spams supers a lot. And he's a S1, so yes, my tips work even against high ranks. Now I'm getting the same people again.
I don't pull any punches. Got it?
Jordan Dog quit on me last time too. Actually, maybe he didn't. Okay, I'm not surprised he pulled up on me right away. Look at that, 7 seconds in and already a super. You know, once you see Videl, you already know super spamming is coming. Videl users are famous for that. But once I see he's gonna spam supers, I'm ready for it. Boom, I'm ready. Let's slow that down. So it's just as I said, you wait for that cutscene to finish, and boom, right there is where you press RB and you're gonna vanish. This one was super close, so I knew I had to press it right as the cutscene ended, and I wouldn't have time to really focus on me seeing my character. If you know it's super close, then you can get that small timing off and vanish the super. Just make sure you're patient and you wait for that cutscene to end, because if you press it before, you're gonna get hit. Rolling hammer to turn them around. Now we get that combo off. We go to work. We go to work. This super counter. Obviously a rush super, but I'm ready. I'm ready. And that one was from further. So that's even easier to time because you can literally see them coming at you and press it right before you get hit. Like, that one is so easy to wait for the cutscene to end.
Mess with me.
That one was tougher, but I just pressed block for that one because I predicted that they were going to do it. When you can predict it and you're already in neutral, you could just press block. You don't even have to vanish. Usually vanishing rush supers is like if you get knocked back and they're coming at you. Because I know they try to pull a lot of supers, I'm very hesitant to just sidestep because then you could get caught in the animation. And even there, I got caught with a leg sweep and a rush super. You're not going to vanish it every single time, but the important thing is I'm saving a lot of damage that he could be doing on me by vanishing the ones that I do vanish. Low-key, Yamcha's nice. I don't know if you need somebody like him on your DP team, but he's a great low DP. Highly recommend. Okay, we got a little movement going on, a little bit of movement. Those Vanish battles are so important. I could have saved so much health by winning those Vanish battles just now. I was getting out the way. Damn. I swear I was getting out the way on that chat. Super. 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 There you go again. Vanishing rush supers, yo. I hope you guys see how important it is to have your vanish down pack because I could have gotten so much damage in this game. I probably vanished, I think, at least 3 or 4 rush supers already.
Good stuff.
Like, I have no doubt that's going to be a big reason why I win this game. Is he blocking? He could be, because he got up mad quick. He wasn't. He was not blocking. Who's next? Vidal?
Alright, now I'm your opponent.
Special? Special?
Don't mess with me.
Seeing it. Special again?
Don't mess with me. Take this.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Once again, Vanish battles. You gotta make sure you have your Vanish battles down packed. Because if I failed that just now, he would have definitely got his ultimate off, and I don't know if I would have vanished it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You got guts, pal.
Let me get some key. Let me get some key. Let me get some key.
Go wild.
Ooh, he came quick. Pause, 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 pause.
Okay, Wolf Bang Fist. Wow, not bad. You should join our ranks. Maybe you want to become.
Don't mess with me.
Now this is getting good.
Don't mess with me.
Okay, this game's coming to an end, but I'm sure you can see the importance of vanishing supers. I wouldn't have won without it. My most important tip is to wait for that cutscene to finish. Do not be too early. That's definitely me. That's definitely me.
So over it.
This last game is after the most recent update. Yeah, your boy got his Z rank back. But you'll see I'm using the new Gohan superhero, and the person I'm up against is using Beast Gohan. The super counter timing has changed, and there's no longer a leg sweep reset, so I've changed up my playstyle a little, and you'll see the difference, but my vanishing principles remain the same. Therefore, all the tips I've given in this video still applies even post-patch. I won't do much callouts in this one, just enjoy the great gameplay and implement my tips knowing confidently it helps me beat high-level players, and it can help you beat high-level players too.
Not as washed up as I look, huh? Think I'll give up so easily.
I know you're probably thinking, damn, he getting clapped. Don't worry. Watch this comeback.
Forget it. Is this your mind? Over. Shoot.
Gotta get serious. The real fight starts now. Come on. What's wrong? This ends now.
You're mine. Done yet? What's wrong?
Can't move.
Not done yet.
What you got? It all comes down to this. I won. You ever want a rematch? I'm game. Anytime, any place.
Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I actually just went Z rank in DP and single battle, so I'll be doing more tournaments and open rooms in my streams. Don't forget to slide to Twitch and say what's up, and if you're on Xbox, definitely join the tournaments. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Peace.